I am the Pwnage, bitches.
Pure Pwnage.
About a decade ago, this low-resolution clip fueled the excitement of gamers throughout the world. This was the intro to the super popular show known as Pure Pwnage. Hi, I'm VR Owl, and this is Owl Reports. Starting in 2004, it went on for 3 seasons and ended in 2008. After a short-lived television reboot and a long hiatus, they came out with a feature film set in the web series universe. I feel like this is super important when it comes to online gaming culture, and I feel this current generation needs to know about this. Many online phrases originated from or made popular by this show. This includes the famous words "boom headshot,"
Boom, headshot!
uttered in countless first-person shooter games. Pure Pwnage is really special because it was the first of its kind. When Jared Cale and Jeff Lapierre first created the show, there was no YouTube, and the only way to distribute their content was through BitTorrent. It was also one of the first window into the true heart of online gaming culture. Using such terminology as zone, noob, elite, and others, they showed what it would look like if someone was so deep into that way of life that it carried over into everyday situations. The show's format is a mockumentary format, inspired by the show Trailer Park Boys. I think it's interesting to note that if this show was to be created today, it would probably be considered a vlog format. I say a similar thing about the channel McJuggernuggets.
Hey there, Jace. It's your old pal McJuggernuggets here.
I feel that if that was made back then, it would probably be considered a mockumentary. So after all this, what is Pure Pwnage? It's basically the story of a highly skilled gamer named Jeremy. Our window into this universe is through the camera lens of his brother Kyle, who is only shown once later on in the series, at the end of the first season. Jeremy considers himself to be a pro gamer, despite not receiving an income from gaming. During production of the first season, they did not reveal their real names. They remained in character, and people actually thought they were real people and it was a real documentary series. They eventually started incorporating obviously fake aspects, like a super ability known as micro. Basically, those that are of a certain tier of gamer possess an ability known as micro, which involves generating a ball of energy and shooting it at a person as some sort of attack. The way to perform this is to mimic the motion of a keyboard and mouse, or a handheld controller. So we find out that Jeremy is involved with a supergroup of gamers, under the power of a guy dressed as a ninja, known as the Master. As Jeremy reports to the Master and furthers his training, we find out that there's a war going on. Jeremy and his friends are even attacked by a rival group. This show was completely unique, and there is still nothing like it. During the course of the show we meet all kinds of crazy characters, such as Dave, who actually got his own spin-off cooking show, Pro at Cooking. Another character is also FPS Doug. Doug is the one that said the famous words "boom headshot."
Boom, headshot!
He's a high-energy FPS player, his energy contrasting with Jeremy's, who prefers real-time strategies. We learned very little about the Master, but he prefers that Jeremy masters all games. Every character represents a different type of game. Anesthesia, played by Amanda Plant, represented the MORP genre, being addicted to World of Warcraft, while Dave represented fighting games, but gave it up due to an event in his past. Pure Pwnage was a tremendous journey to watch, as its quality got higher with each episode. The first episode was made with a camera borrowed from their school library. Their last episode was made with a high-end professional camcorder, with proper lighting, sound, and professional hired actors. The fan base has been extremely dedicated to the series throughout the entire process, but when the web series was ongoing, it was a really special time and place to be on the internet. Things were also way different for content creators. They mostly only made money from selling merchandise, so something like a YouTube partnership was unheard of at the time. They also made an effort to go to conventions, and held a public screening for every episode at the legendary Bloor Cinema in Toronto, Canada. The final episode of Pwnage ended on a cliffhanger and was never resolved, but the feature film that came out years later is canon, so we can safely assume everything gets wrapped up. They have mentioned wanting to make a film that takes place between the series and the one that came out. Links to rent the movie can be found at pwnage.com, right on the main page. In 2013, this movie reached over $220,000 with crowdfunding, and was released in 2016. The wait was well worth it. I don't want to give away the entire storyline and spoil everything, but I want everybody to go and watch Pwnage, starting from episode 1, and really enjoy it for what it is. The gaming references might be outdated by now, but this is such an awesome, hilarious experience to watch and I highly recommend it. Hopefully this brief look shined some light, and really represented what the show was about, and what it did for online culture. If you want more videos like this, I'm planning on doing more videos for this series. I'll also be uploading more podcast interviews, vlogs, and more. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Take care.